G'day guys, my loyal followers or subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you for all your support. I love this. This platform, and I love presenting you this show a couple of times a week. And I do it. Well, I'm not going to apologise because I feel like I just need to once again come on here and be very, very negative. And this is supposed to be, once again, I'm supposed to be talking about a preview of our game against the Adelaide Crows in the graveyard shift at Marvel Stadium. Thank God it's there, to be perfectly honest, under the roof. Oh, Christ. I'm just confused, and I'm really sceptical and uncomfortable about this week. Everything that's happened this week. I've got just so many doubts and reservations, and I'm not going to be convinced about anything that's happened this week. I'm certainly not going to be sucked in by anything that's happened this week. It just sort of ceases to amaze me, the level we will go to as a football club to try and win the fans back over. And that's the name of the game, isn't it? It's the name of the game is to win the fans over. But we're fucking doing it in all the wrong ways as far as I'm concerned. And the perfect thing, and the perfect example of that is today. I mean, we've spent the best part, I'm glad I'm doing this preview after what's happened today. We've spent the best part of 2 years, being a fucking goddamn awful football team. And where it really counts on the field, we've been fucking terrible, particularly this year. Really bad. I mean, and we're coming off arguably our worst two performances of the year, and on the weekend it was. The game against the GWS Giants was absolutely terrible, and then the week before that against the depleted West Coast Eagles. And in that time, with the timing, and we decided to announce two key signings of the football club. One, Harry, after the West Coast game, and he got on and said all the right things in his media conference, and we come out the following week and get done. And now Cripper, and it's a big signing. It's 6 years. It's a fucking long time. I don't really want to talk about that, but just the timing once again. And this is nothing against supporters, but it just the level of fuck, like it's like we've won the lottery. It's like we've won the lottery. 2 years we've been a crap football team on the field. Shouldn't that be all we really should be celebrating right here, right now? Shouldn't that? And I completely understand that these things need to be done. But like the Harry situation, why couldn't we wait? Why couldn't we have waited until after the Crows game to announce the Cripper signing? Actually fucking do something on the football field first and then announce the signing. Because it came as a surprise today, didn't it? It came as a surprise. And social media's just been going off. Fucking supporters have been going crazy. Wow, look at us. Fuck. And not only that, and this is the thing I suppose that pisses me off the most about our football club. And I know it's about got to make money. We've got to make money. And times are tough. They are tough. But we've got to make money. But at the same time, fuck the timing. The timing. And the cheek. So an hour after the club announced the signing, okay, on social media, Cripper's signed for 6 years. Fans are going crazy. Fuck, look at us, as I mentioned. An hour after that, the Carlton Football Club, okay, they're flogging on social media and on their website the Patrick Cripps wings portrait. You know that one with Cripper? It's a great shot. Okay, it's been around for a while, and I happen to guess a lot of you have got that print somewhere at home. But they're now flogging it. Not only flogging it, but flogging a signed version of that Wings portrait of Patrick Cripps. And they're selling it under the guise of, this is what was written on social media today, an hour after his signing. A monumental deal calls for a monumental piece. Personally signed by our skipper himself before they fly out the door. Fuck me dead. Meanwhile, we look further away from being anything but a finals contender or a premiership contender. In a year we're supposed to play finals. We're flogging a monumental deal, calls for a monumental peace. Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great to actually be flogging maybe a team portrait with a premiership cup signed by all the players? Something that we can really fucking celebrate. It actually makes me angry. Okay, it actually makes me fucking angry. Because really this week is all about the Crows on Sunday. This week of all weeks, okay, we didn't need this. We didn't need Jacob Wiedering and Patrick Cripps to front the media. I think it was on Monday in that press conference to categorically back the coach. One of the worst press conferences I think I've seen from our football club, and we've had some bad ones, mind you. And if that was a full dress rehearsal for Jacob Wiedering to be the next captain of the football club, then he fucking failed. That was dismal. He looked anything but a captain. It was meek, it was weak, it wasn't genuine, it was contrived, it was conceited. I hope they were actually put up to do that, or actually forced to do that, rather than that coming off their own bat, because that was not reading the room. That was not reading the room. And the lack of honesty in that as well. Oh my God. And not to mention, and I know the coach has to speak before the game, and he spoke yesterday, and he admitted it's all about getting it done on the field, blah, blah, blah. But really, we think Zach Williams can get fitter? We think he can get fitter. What the fuck does that mean? We think he can get fitter. You fucking know he can get fitter. You think he can get fitter. What the fuck does that even mean? And why the fuck is he even playing? Why the fuck is Jack Martin and Zach Williams even in this team? Based on the fact that they can hardly run in their work ethic. Why? Okay. I watched the game last night. I watched the Brisbane Lions play Geelong last night, and wasn't that a terrific win by the Brisbane Lions? And why am I going there right now? Because one thing really stuck out to me last night. And I don't really give a shit about game plans and processes and structures and all that type of stuff at the moment, because all that is inconsequential unless we bring certain things to the table this week against the Crows. And I do not think this club has it in them. We might get the win this week, but really that's not going to prove anything to me. It's not going to prove anything to me. Because all it's going to prove to me is, why didn't you do it the week before? Why didn't you do it the week before that? Well, I did watch the Brisbane Lions last night, and what struck me about the Brisbane Lions was not so much the way they played in regards to, team football and, the structure behind the ball and the way they moved the ball and how exciting they were and their ball use. The thing that struck me the most about this team was their physicality. Right from the opening bounce in a big game of football. And I'm sure they've had questions of them in the past. There's no doubt about that. Okay, they've made finals, prelim finals. But to me, they're a very physical and aggressive football team. And I'm not talking anything untoward. I'm just talking physical and aggressive. And you can see it. You can see it in their leaders. You can see it in Neil. You can see it in Zorko. You can see it in Mitch Robertson. You can see it in those leaders. You can even see it in Joe Danaher now, and I didn't think he had that in his game. Okay, so obviously they've been able to get that out of him as well, and that's full credit to the coach. It's full credit to the leaders of his football club, Adelaide. But it's more than just the leaders. Okay, it's more than just the leaders. Now, full credit must go to their recruiting and their development. But Starcevic, I watched this young Starcevic, and he's no world beater as a footballer. He's a good footballer, but he's no world beater. And he didn't have a great game last night. But fuck, he is aggressive. And he gets angry on himself every time he makes a small mistake. He gets angry on himself every time he gives away a free kick. He gets angry on himself every time his opponent gets the ball as a defender. The same with young Robertson. The same with young Bailey. Even Hipwood. Okay, that skinny rake is showing aggression now, and that skinny rake down back. We knew Darcy Gardner, who didn't play last night, had some real aggression about him, but so is Harris Andrews. So I want to pose a question tomorrow, or on Sunday when we play, to you guys. Is there any player in this team, who shows any type of aggression? Whether that's playing on the edge, it's that going hard at the man, with that showing real care if their opponent beats them, to fight death and nail. I could not think of one player that I could confidently say other than Sam Walsh this year who seems to have genuine aggression about their game. And then I look at the ins, all right? Then I look at our ins for this game. And not one of them gives me any confidence. Lockie Plowman, no. A lot of the time uncompetitive. Mark Murphy, no. Matthew Cottrell showed some signs of being a competitor. Question mark. Sam Petreski-Seaton, no. Lockie O'Brien, no. Josh Honey, maybe. He has to play. He has to play to give him an opportunity. He has to play. Because of that, we need to see whether he's got that in him. I mean, I thought when we got Pitnet, he had that in him, but I haven't seen it. I thought TDK had it in him. I have yet to see that really in him. I thought Jacob Wiedering might have had that in him, but I've yet to even see that in Jacob Wiedering as a leader of the football club. That real aggression, that real anger, that real desperation to make his fucking teammates accountable. I don't even see it in Cripper or Ed or Doherty. I definitely don't see it in Harry. It's a real concern. It's a real concern for me that we go into a game tomorrow, on Sunday, sorry, I keep saying tomorrow, but on Sunday against a team, Adelaide, who we think we're just going to go there and get the job done because we think we are better. But what I can tell you about this Adelaide team is they are a team. They have, under Matthew Nicks, slowly, well, not even slowly, started to develop that quality that the Brisbane Lions have got. And sure, they've had their ups and downs this year. They got absolutely fucking smashed by Port Adelaide and the GWS Giants in successive weeks. But they've beaten Melbourne. They've beaten Geelong. They've pushed the Eagles away. They pushed Richmond. Okay, and this is a team, this is a team that's in clear rebuild mode. But they're showing under Matthew Nicks that they are a team and a team to be reckoned with. And they're everything, really, when you think about Adelaide, they're everything that we're not. They're very well coached. And if we talk about belief, I've got no doubt. I've got no doubt in what I saw in that game 2 weeks ago. Or was it last week when the Crows beat St Kilda? I have no doubt that this team believe in each other and believe in their coach. You can just see it. You can just feel it. There's genuine trust there. I look at someone like Ben Keays, and you're probably thinking, who the fuck is Ben Keays? Okay, he's a 24-year-old former Brisbane Lion player from Queensland. Didn't get a hell of a lot of opportunities. He was an academy player there. He was a fringe player. Even then, he came to the Crows. I think he's been at the Crows now for 2 or 3 years. Maybe played a year under Don Pike. And this is his second year now under Matthew Nicks. But Ben Keays, and we're thinking, we look at that midfield of Adelaide's and we see a name, Ben Keays, in there, and we just think, no, he's not much job. Ben Keays. He's had 13 games this year. 13 games, Ben Keays, this year. 13. And this is the work rate. This is the work rate of a midfielder, okay? This is the work rate of a midfielder, okay, who's had genuine belief in his role for the football team, okay, and it is playing out that way. He's had 13 games, played every game this year. 7 games, Ben Keays. Yes, Ben Keays has had 30-plus disposals in 7 of those games. In his previous 46 games at AFL level, he'd never had 30 disposals in his game. His best effort ever was 25 touches. He's had 7 games of 30-plus disposals. And disposals aren't everything. They're not everything. But it shows a genuine work rate. But what is more impressive from Ben Keays? And he'd be the 3rd or 4th cog in this midfield at Adelaide. He's had 2 games where he's laid double-figure tackles, 13 in one game, 10 in the other. He averages 8.5 tackles a game this season. So look out for Ben Keays this weekend. Jimmy Rowe, my boy Jimmy Rowe. He's actually everything I thought he wasn't. And what I mean by that, look, he loves a goal. He'll celebrate a goal. I think he's kicked 18 or so for the season. He hasn't set the world on fire. But he's actually everything I thought he wasn't. He chases. He runs hard. He works hard. He fits it beautifully into that forward mix. His work rate is good. Okay, he's played every game, and I reckon he's loved. He's loved by his coach and he's loved by his teammates. Paul Seedsman and Tex Walker, 2 blokes that were probably on the scrap heap. Paul Seedsman's playing the best football of his career at the moment. Best football of his career. He had a heart-to-heart with his coach at the end of last year. Okay, sat down with Matthew Nicks over a few beers. They put it all on the table, okay, and bang, off he's gone, playing outstanding football. And not only that, he doesn't even need to be a leader either. He's not even part of the leadership group. His coach is giving him the belief, okay? And this is the beauty. This is okay, the quality of a good coach. There's a genuine fear there. There's a genuine fear that you've got to do the right thing by the team, but there's also a coach who makes you feel like you are the most important player in the team. Okay, one, you feel feared that you've fucking got to do the right thing, but at the same time, you just feel like you are the most important player. And I think Matthew Nicks has been able to do with this Adelaide team. And the resurgence of Tex Walker has been simply amazing. And let's not forget, they've got some young stars. Philpott, Lockie Scholl, who did a number on us last year, Shane McAdam. God help us, okay, God help us if we think it's just going to happen. God help us if our players and our coach think that this is just going to be a fucking walk in the park. And don't underestimate that midfield. Riley O'Brien in the ruck, absolute workhorse, and can play. Sloan, Laird, Brodie Smith, mentioned Seedman, Ben Keys, they bat pretty deep. And you're going to see a real defender down back who's desperate, and that's Tom Dudo. You're going to see a defender, okay, who wants to defend on the weekend, and that's Tom Dudo. I don't know. I'll feel somewhat cheated if we come out this week and play absolutely team first football and work our butts off, tackle with aggression and intent. I'll feel somewhat cheated. However, maybe it will be a start and you've got to take the positives out of that. I will feel cheated though, because why has it taken to round 15 when the season's all over to start it now? But it's never, as I've said before, it's never too late to start. Okay, it's never too late to start. I've seen some really bad performance at Marvel Stadium when the coach is under pressure in the past. I remember games under Mick Moldhouse when the wheels fell off and how fucking eerie it was there. We saw it under Brendan Bolton, how eerie it was at Marvel Stadium when the wheels fell off in his last year, and how eerie it was there. I don't know. There's just a feeling about this game, okay, that doesn't feel right. That we might come out fired up, and we will try. But if it doesn't work, because Adelaide are a good team, they are a good team, and they will keep going and they'll keep fighting, that we don't really know how to do that, because we haven't really shown that. We actually don't know how to do that. We've been talking about it all week. They've probably been behind closed talking about it all week, but do they really actually know how to, do we actually really know how to do it? And can we consistently do it? I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That's done and dusted, guys. That's done and dusted. I'll be back for a review. It is Sunday night, so it'll be Monday. Yeah. Let's see how we go, eh? Let's see how we go. Thanks for joining me. Ta-da.